My name is Austin Barton. I own and operate AceLegendary, which is a boutique wedding film studio based out of Springfield, but available for travel worldwide.
And you do travel quite often?
Yeah, more often than not, I'd say. Although I live in Springfield, I hardly ever shoot here. It's really strange. I'd say the closest home filming I do is Branson, and that's just because I get a lot of destination brides. They're from New York or California, and they're like, "Oh, the Ozarks, it's so pretty. What are these trees? These are amazing." And I'm like, "No, just take me with you. Let's go to New York. That sounds way cooler."
Tell me what you love about what you do.
Man, I would say it's tough because there's two really rewarding parts of my career. The actual filming process and being a part of the wedding day itself. I mean, basically my normal shift is about 12 hours of coverage. So from the morning preparations until the end of the night, from hair and makeup until sparkler send-off. And I see such a wide gamut of emotions and events and potential catastrophes avoided and happy moments. It's like this crazy soup of just people, right? And all the things that make us human, all wrapped up into one day. And then I get to go home and I take those 12 hours of footage and I've got to boil it down to a 5-ish minute wedding film, right? And then so you have that whole filming process. And then once everything clicks together and I find a soundtrack and I can put those bits and pieces and kind of rearrange them to make a film and tell their story in a nice, compact and efficient way, delivering it to them is just unreal. And I've started as of late, this last year, I started doing a thing where I'd be like, hey, it'd be really cool if you guys set up a camera and film yourselves watching it. And so I can see their reactions in real time to certain moments of the film. The thing that separates, I think, videography from other industries is just how it provides context for all the important moments of the day. Photographs, they're great at capturing a moment in time. Yes. And video, I think, is really great at providing the context around those moments. So if you have a photograph of your bridal party all laughing at their table, 3 months down the road, you're not going to remember what everyone was laughing about. Right. But video provides the context to those moments. And I think I'm super blessed to be doing what I'm doing full time. It's great.
Absolutely. And you do it so well. Literally, I know just from watching your videos, I shed tears, so I can just imagine what your couples, because you just tell the story of the day so well, and you're very blessed and very talented.
Thank you. People have told me that my motto should be making strangers cry since 2011. Yeah.
I love it. So how long has AceLegendary been?
2011 was when I first started. I was working at Best Buy at the time. My first original career goal was to actually be a video game designer. And not a lot of people know that, but I am still a super nerd at my heart. Still play games all the time throughout the week, much to my wife's dismay. But that was my first love. And I started working at Best Buy in the gaming department, and it was kind of dead sometimes. They said, why don't you go train in the digital imaging department, train with some cameras. So that was how I learned, was I just picked up cameras and played around with them and shot inside the store. I really have always loved movies. I've always loved filmmaking. And so I did end up going to OTC's media production department, took all their filmmaking classes, took all the graphic design stuff, took all the creative stuff, and ended up dropping out and started a business instead. So I filmed my first wedding in the summer of 2011 for a friend who worked at Best Buy. His cousin was getting married, and they're like, they have a photographer. They're not interested in video, but it might be a cool thing if you want to tag along. And I was like, sure. So I brought a 7D, was my first camera, and filmed 7 hours and just made him a music video, right? No audio, no nothing, just visuals, music, done. And fell in love, and that was it.
Just the places you've been and what you've seen, and just how your business has just taken you so many different places. Yeah,
it's really cool. And one thing that I've noticed is that the clients that book with me, they all really seem to want video. It's not just a checklist for them. It's not like, well, we got to get cake and photo and video. It's like, hey, I want to seek you out. I want to do whatever I can to make our video as awesome as possible. So whether that's letters in the morning to each other, or personal vows during the ceremony, or doing a first look, they're always like, what can we do to make a dope film?
Right. And
that's amazing. I am so happy for that, because it's hard enough to get 12 hours of content and crunch it down into a film. And if you're missing the content that helps make the film reflect who they are as a couple. Like if it's just you sitting on the sidelines and recording what's happening, you're not really involved in like their story. You're not really showing that. And that's why I'm really a big fan of filming in the mornings, because the morning preparations are much less formal. It's more people just being themselves, you know, whether it's bridesmaids just hanging out and laughing or a groomsmen going golfing and stuff like that. Like that's like you know.
What is your hope when you deliver your film to the client? What is your hope from them?
Well, my hope is that it's not only everything that they imagined it would be, but even more, right? Like my goal is to not only document what happened on your wedding day from beginning to end, but to also deliver something that just completely blows away what you were expecting. And so whenever they're watching their film, I just want them to feel those moments exactly as occur. I want those butterflies to happen again whenever she's coming down the aisle in the film. I want her to be transported back to that exact moment, but not only experience it as it happened, but experience it in a whole new light, in a better light.